Red Party, but for most of our history, Republicans have been known as the Blue Party. One America's Christina Bobb spoke to Chris Farrell of Judicial Watch for more on his take. Since before Republican President Abraham Lincoln led the Union Blue Coat Army to victory in the Civil War, Republicans have been the Blue Party. The Red Army, Red Square, the Reds have always been associated with the radical left and communism. That all changed in the year 2000 when, according to Chris Farrell, the left rebranded themselves as the Solid Blue Party and charged Republicans with being the radical Reds.
Yeah, what's interesting is Republicans aren't around being the red state and the red party and the red, and that is really a distortion that dates back to 2000. Just for a moment, think about who are the Reds, right? The Red Army, Red Square. The Reds were always the socialists and communists. The Red Banner, right? And it's been that way since before the Bolsheviks. And in the year 2000 election, an NBC analyst decided, for whatever reason, to flip the colors on their map, their electoral map, and they started listing Republicans as being red. If you go back and look at the Reagan landslide map, where he destroyed Mondale, picking up 49 or 50 states, the map's blue. Republicans have always been blue until the year 2000.
When Ronald Reagan won his historic 49-state victory in 1984, the map was blue, not red. If you search for it today, the maps have all been altered. But in 1984, the map was blue.
And since it's been 20 years, essentially the American public has had a mind wipe. There's no historical memory or knowledge of Republicans being blue. Republicans have always been blue. The psychology of it, right? The red of revolution is from the left and always has been. Look at any other socialist or communist party around the world. What is their color? It's red.
We naturally associate red with communism and the radical left. Was the color switch intentional? And why were Republicans so willingly rebranded red?
It was an intentional effort to rebrand the right and Republicans as being radicals, as being sort of the fringe, violent revolutionaries. And it worked. I mean, it was successful. It marginalized or attempted to controversialize Republicans and moved them off into this sort of extremist land and allowed the Democrats to capture the sort of, the high ground of being blue and solid and conservative, and it was a very masterful trick, and for whatever reason, Republicans have never bothered to correct the error. Look, you can go back to Abraham Lincoln, the very first Republican president, and the Union Army, and the Union colors, which were blue, right? And again, you can jump over to other foreign countries with socialist or communist revolutionary elements. They always fly under the red banner.
Have Republicans just accepted the color of being the radical Reds, or will the color switch again in the future? That remains to be seen. I'm Christina Bobb, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.
Good morning to all my fellow Americans here once again to inform on what's happening.
Waiting to see.
You can see the ones that should be the red. I always figured that out. I said, wow, we can't be red because the red symbolizes communism. But you saw what happened. We should change back to blue. The ones who should be red, who are red, bloody red, are the communists. And that's what the Democrat Party is representing. Before I go further on, my name is Eduardo Rodriguez. Today is November the 2nd, 2020. Tomorrow's election day. Don't forget to go out and vote Trump, conservative. And we need to change those colors again because we are the blue, not the red, like the communist red in the Democrat Party. And first of all, I want to send a salute to all my fellow American veterans of the DAV and veterans of all organizations. And never forget those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to keep our country free again, which the Democrats want to destroy again. So let me go. I want you to see this. The state of Florida. Don't forget to vote for Maria Elvira Salazar for Congress. She'll put a stop to this evilness. And first of all, Donald Trump, see if you can investigate and check into a Linkadink, because now Linkadink erased without my permission, because I didn't erase it. Why they erase their icon, or they're sharing on my cell phone. Now I can do sharing on LinkedIn through my cell phone. You know what? They're trying to stop information from floating. And Parler is not so innocent either, because Parler, when I try to post on from Jihad Watch what's happening in the Islamic country and what the Muslims are doing in Europe, even in the United States, of what they're planning and what they're doing, they won't allow it. They say it's restricted. Why? Why is this restricted? Because why? You're supporting the jihad? Let me go to this next one. I don't know why I was going to put this one first, but then when I pressed the button, it seems like I missed. But anyway, okay, I'm still going to put it on. As music publicist says she was fired from her job for attending a MAGA rally. So I want you to see this. Here it is. That's to show you the communists, they don't want us nowhere. They don't want to give us jobs. And they're going to do that. That's happening in Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, North Korea, China.
Trump supporter says that she was fired after posting a picture of her attending a MAGA rally. One America's Stephanie Myers has her story.
It seems to be a growing trend. That is, Trump supporters speaking out about how they were fired from their job simply because they support President Trump and his policies. One of those coming forward is Danielle Reese, who told One America News she was terminated from her job at Popoff Agency after posting a picture on her personal Instagram account attending a Make America Great Again campaign rally. Reese shared the termination email that the president and CEO of Popoff Agency sent her, referencing her Instagram post, saying, quote, "From this, we infer that you support the policies and ideologies of Donald Trump's administration, which blatantly undermine the values we uphold at Popoff."
What went through your mind when you were reading that email?
It was actually really shocking that they sent that and put that in writing, and they wanted to have a conversation, but they never had a conversation with me. I received the email strictly based that I was terminated immediately, and I haven't received any clients from them since.
Reese told her story on social media, with many pointing out the company's hypocrisy, since the email states that, quote, "Our team is incredibly diverse, and we stand for equality, inclusion, and kindness in everything we do." But based on Reese's account, it seems that being a Trump supporter isn't part of the company's so-called inclusion mission.
Was there any sort of contract that you signed that explicitly stated to refrain from expressing political views?
No, I never signed a code of conduct. Our partnership agreement was strictly based on a budget with me and my client. It never had to do with me and the company.
One American News reached out to Popoff CEO for comment, but did not respond to our request.
What do you want people to take away from your story?
You know, as a young conservative, we have a voice, and I'm raising awareness that this doesn't occur again in any business. It's discrimination based on my political preference.
Reese's story mirrors that of other Americans who also say they were fired for supporting President Trump. It begs the question, what sort of precedent does this set? Reese says Popoff Agency will continue to uphold its contract with her through February, but she's looking into pursuing legal action against the company. Stephanie Myers, One American News.
Want to see more videos?
Very good. That's what you should do. Seek legal action. Sue the hell out of the company.
Been waiting to see.
You want to do that? You want to play that game? Sue them. Sue their pants off. Let me see if we go to the next one. I'll try to go one more. Oh, wait a minute. I want to put two more. Let me go to this one. I want to go to this one. I want to put at least 4 down today. Hear this. Why voters in New York are voting for Trump.
Presidential elections just around the corner, and Republican voters in New York argue the fabric of the nation is at stake. Here's what
And that's true.
voters had to say about President Trump.
As New Yorkers continue to cast their votes early ahead of this year's presidential election,
many say their goal is to re-elect President Trump. Although the Empire State is considered an uncontested blue state, 19 counties flipped in 2016, and there are voters who believe the incumbent is the obvious choice.
Donald J. Trump. And he's the man that stepped up, gave up his livelihood, his income, to fix it.
Many Americans are concerned about the direction the country could head under a Biden-Harris administration, growing increasingly worried about the influence the radical left would have over the Democrat nominee.
Our worst enemy right now is within our own country. It's those who want to inject socialism and change everything that makes the country great.
And according to voters, part of the president's appeal is he is not a politician.
It's just a regular guy who understands we just want to live and feed our kids, pay our mortgage, make sure my community's safe. It's that simple.
Others are casting their ballots for President Trump because he has helped boost the country's economy and stands up to foreign adversaries.
I'm voting for Donald Trump because I actually feel like I'm better off than I was 4 years ago, especially financially. I feel a little bit safer with him because I feel like people are not going to want to mess with him because they're not going to want to find out, is he really going to come after us? I believe that he will, too.
Early voting kicked off in New York last week, and hundreds of thousands of residents took advantage. However, it may not be until December that the results are formally certified. Until then, America remains on the edge of her seat. Chloe Hawkswell, One America News.
Want to see more videos?
Heard
like
that?
this? Visit OANN.com.
Learn.
Access to all the clips you.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this last one. But before I go, Donald Trump, I always pray for you and your family. May God bless you. May God protect you both and your families. And God bless our country eternally. And I stand with God and Israel eternally. And our vets, God bless them eternally also. God bless our armed forces in whole eternally. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm off because I got certain chores I have to take care of around the house. And I'm doing this very early in the morning. So if God permits, tomorrow I'll be back. Like always, if God permits, right? We have to count on Him because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So God bless you all. And Trump, 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 Trump. Vote for Trump. We need him back for 4 more years. I would say 12 more years. Let's go with this last one and I'll see you guys soon.
NBC is nervous. They just admitted that Joe Biden lost himself the election with this one decision. This is the Next News Network. My name is Elijah. Please check that you are subbed by clicking below and turning on the bell. It helps us out a lot and gets you the news reports you rely on every single day. Katie Pavlich from Town Hall reports that with just days to go until the election day, the folks over at NBC News are getting nervous. Joe Biden's campaign
They better get nervous.
is going to be enough to get him over the finish line and into the White House. During a segment Wednesday, host Chuck Todd questioned whether the Biden campaign was doing enough to connect voters at the polls in a crucial swing states as they continue to tighten. Take a look.
So I'm confident we can get it done. Thank you all very much.
We saw there, Joe Biden took a couple of questions. One, the unrest in Philadelphia following the shooting of a black man there with a drop a knife, and a lot of questions about the use of force. And there, the former vice president talked about his initiative and plans on forming on how to deal with police reform. And then the second question appeared to be a question about his long-term plan. Joining me now, Marco Smolitsky, he's the co-founder of the Daily Post, and Michael Steele, he's a former advisor to John Boehner and Dennis Rodman. So it's interesting, when you look at both candidates, in some ways, one, not taking the virus seriously enough at all, and one, if there's a criticism might be, is he taking it too seriously, at least when it comes to campaigning. Marcos, let me start with you. Is there any part of you that's nervous about the light Biden footprint when it comes to campaigning, when it comes to the door knocking, when it comes to this stuff? It is probably the only hole in campaign infrastructure, which is obvious why it's there. It's due to the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little worried, to be honest, about spending a lot more time in Georgia and Texas, and really gung ho on expanding the map. But I also, if there's one thing that I'm so traumatized over 2016 was Hillary Clinton looking at states like Arizona without locking down Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So that's the one piece that that has me a little worried. But like you said, he actually has plans to go back to those states in these last few days. So I'm a little less worried about it. And also, let's not forget, so many people have already voted. This is not a typical election as we've known them in the past.
The Trump campaign and the RNC have been knocking on millions of doors for months. Now, Biden's team has knocked on none. While President Trump holds multiple rallies for Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and elsewhere, Biden has been hosting virtual events and hardly traveling. Now, this doesn't come as a shock or a surprise. I mean, in many ways, Biden may know he's going to lose, or he realizes that his chances of winning aren't really based on anyone liking him. It's just them hating Trump. It's not really a bad campaign promise, though. I mean, sometimes people just choose one. You know, it's like, well, do you want vanilla or chocolate? Well, maybe you would like strawberry cheesecake, but I mean, you know, you don't like chocolate, and so you get vanilla. I mean, sometimes something is better than nothing for people, and having a president is better than anarchy. I agree. But having Joe Biden in office isn't better than having Trump. But maybe you think differently. Let us know your thoughts below. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.
Thank you.